post-election, here to discuss why many people got it wrong. Alex Jones.
I am so glad to be here.
No! Okay, no, we were trying to have a post-election reasonable discussion. Get the off the
get
phone!
off the phone, you fat.
Whoa, man. I thought we were here to have a reasonable discussion.
No, not with you. You're unreasonable.
You're the one yelling. I haven't even said anything
No,
yet.
you're yelling. You're the unreasonable one. You're
No, I have some supplements here that might actually help you with that
Not
problem.
here. That's bullshit. You're trying to sell supplements. You always try.
I was just trying to help you.
You're always trying to sell supplements. You and your gay frogs, you're always selling supplements.
All right, folks. So as much as we like to make fun of Cenk Uygur, today truly is a sad day because what do you do when your favorite comedian, your favorite circus clown retires from the circus? You know, you like to laugh at that guy. The guy's funny. But the moment he leaves, you feel kind of empty inside. And that is indeed how I feel because Cenk Uygur just now has suspended his presidential campaign. Now, we have done a great number of videos making fun of his presidential campaign, but if you have not seen them and you have no idea what I'm talking about, long story short, Cenk Uygur for the past couple of months has been running a primary challenge for president against Joe Biden, arguing that Biden's not electable and Biden's not a real progressive. And the whole thing has been completely hilarious. Not just because it is Cenk Uygur, but also because Cenk Uygur is not eligible to be president. He is not a natural-born citizen. He was born in Turkey. So you had a guy running for president and asking for votes when he wasn't even eligible to be on the ballot, and he was polling at 1%, but he claimed before last night that he could win Vermont. And we'll show you that, talk to you about that a little bit more in a second. But first, someone just play the sad violin music in the background, and let's listen to the Rage Pig himself explain why he is suspending his presidential campaign. Okay, that it just went so far, you know, it did so well. All right, let's take a listen.
When we started, Anna, everybody was super skeptical. You remember on the show we did the thing, the petition to get Biden to drop out, etc. And at the time, people were like, "You're crazy, you're crazy." Let me read a list real quick of since I entered, the people that have said, "I think Joe Biden's gonna lose." Okay, so we have David Axelrod, James Carville, Paul Begala, Bill.
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, two things. You say when you started off, people were skeptical. People still are skeptical now. And again, you got about 1% in Vermont, 1 to 2% or something in Texas. Yeah, people are still skeptical. Okay, their skepticism was vindicated. Secondly, he is trying to bring up this argument that he is the reason why all the people on this list now are saying that Joe Biden is a weak candidate or that Joe Biden is unelectable. And he's bringing up all these Democrats who are saying the same thing. Okay, newsflash, Cenk. I don't think half of the people on this list even know who you are or have seen you ever in their life, okay? The reason why some other liberals are sounding the alarm on Joe Biden's lack of electability or lack of strength as a candidate is because everyone can see it. Right? It's not because you ran for president and nobody really even knew you were running for president except for me, who constantly made videos making fun of you. No, like, you had nothing to do with it. But of course, this is the hilarious delusion of Cenk Uygur. And you know what? Okay, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Okay, the guy's trying to be sentimental. I'm sure he had a lot of fun running for president, doing no campaign events, and just, you know, taking money from people for a campaign bid that never even materialized, and he never even did anything with it. But it's just so funny.
Bob Costas, Charlemagne the God, Jon Stewart, Ezra Klein. That is just a short list of all the people who go, "We're gonna lose, watch out, watch out." Nate Silver, I forgot to put him on the list.
We're gonna lose.
Everybody basically saying that we were right. Mm-hmm. We were right. And so I want to congratulate my supporters for being right. And then finally, there's goal number 4, which came up, which was the Gaza situation. And that happened right, of course, as I was entering the race. And I was trying to push politicians to say, hey, maybe we should consider or reconsider Israel's funding since, they're taking this money and not listening to us and committing these war crimes. And I prepared a clip, I think the producers have it, from Bernie Sanders just last week. So let's watch that.
The United States should not be giving Netanyahu and his extreme right-wing government another nickel for their war efforts that are killing so many innocent Palestinians.
Okay, again, is Cenk Uygur gonna take credit? Like, he is the reason that Bernie Sanders is now saying what he's saying about Israel and Palestine? No, Cenk, okay, like, what are you talking about? But, okay, again, I'm being a little bit hard on the guy. He's being sentimental, okay? Let him be a little bit delulu about Netanyahu. That rhymed. Ooh, look at that. All right.
So did we move the ball enough? I don't know. And that's a good question for everybody out there to decide. Did we move it enough to say victory? No, I don't think so. Maybe Biden drops out after the primaries, in which case we say we had a big role in that. Not a definitive one, but a sizable one in what we did.
No, you had nothing to do with it, okay? If they do replace Biden after the primary, which I personally think is a little bit unlikely at this point, but yeah, it's possible. We understand there is a non-zero chance it happens. I guarantee you, Cenk, it will have nothing to do with you, okay? The DNC, frankly, doesn't even know who you are, okay? Let's be real about this.
If, next election cycle a naturalized citizen wins, or if we can actually get Bernie Sanders and others to push for ending the funding of Israel, if they're going to continue to do this, then we'll have won something tangible and real. But for the moment being, I got caught trying.
Okay. So there was Cenk Uygur explaining why he is officially dropping out of the race. Now, to understand this context fully, I want to talk a little bit about his results last night in Vermont, okay? Because this cannot go untalked about, or not talked about, I should say. And I promised I would, because a couple of weeks ago on this Israel-Palestine issue, so Cenk Uygur qualified for the ballot in Vermont, and he believed that because Vermont was the home of progressives, that he could actually beat Biden in Vermont. And when he beat Biden in Vermont, it would end the war in Israel. Okay, so instead of talking about this again, we talked about this on last night's stream. I'm going to play the clip, and this clip you're about to see from last night tells you the full context of what Cenk Uygur was trying to do in the Vermont primary last night, and then what happened in the Vermont primary. And I think it's pretty useful in understanding what is going on here today. Okay, play the clip. Well, Cenk Uygur, going into Super Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, made the case that he not only thinks that he can beat Biden in the state of Vermont, but that when he does so, it will end the war in Israel, because it will send a message to Biden, which will in turn create world peace. I'm not joking about any of this. Yes, of course I would never joke about such a thing, because how can you make this up? This is Cenk Uygur. Take a listen to what he said. And again, we are live right now on Super Tuesday. So right after this, I will show you how Cenk Uygur actually did in the state of Vermont. But first, let's listen to him explain his prediction and what he wanted to see on Super Tuesday. Okay.
Now, I'm going to try to do something audacious, as I always do, which is to try to win Vermont.
Okay.
Like, I'm not unrealistic. Texas is a giant state. In 5 weeks, we are not going to be able to get our message out effectively enough, especially with mainstream media stonewalling me, that I'm going to win Texas. That's crazy. On the other hand, Vermont is smaller than a congressional district. It's the home of progressives. Does Vermont want to send a message, end the war, end the occupation? Now, if I won, no one would.
Yeah, if I misspoke, I meant he's not a natural born citizen, not that he's not a citizen.
Dispute that would be stunning, and the message will have been delivered, right? And so at that point, Biden's got to be thinking, well, how much longer do I want to go with the war if I just heard this resounding message, stop the war, stop the occupation? So that's point one. There's a second point too, but that alone would be worth it. There's actually 2 more points as to why I'm continuing. But again,
Okay, so you got that so far, folks. His prediction for tonight, not only did he think he can win Vermont, newsflash, I'll give you a little update. I'll spoil it a little bit. He got 1.1%. Right now, he's at 1.1%. He has a couple of hundred votes. He is second to last. Okay, so you're doing a great job, Cenk. Okay, Cenk is, but by the way, as we're recording this, there's only like 20% of the votes in, so 20 to 30. So, you know, if the remaining vote share splits like 80-20 for Cenk Uygur, which I'm sure is very plausible, it's Cenk season. He's back. But anyways, again, long story short, he thinks that not only can he win Vermont because it's the home of progressives, of course I can win Vermont, but it will end the war in Israel. Okay.
If people say, hey, you know, your chances are totally unrealistic now, so I don't want to give my hard-earned money, $25, $5, whatever it is, I totally get it, guys. I'm the only candidate that'll ever say that, right? But if you want to help send that message and you want to take advantage of this unique opportunity where one of us is on the ballot in 7 different states, and we could use that as an opportunity to send a message, that would be amazing.
Okay. So there he was, as usual, you know, trying to scam people of their money. Long story short, you know, for a primary. He's just like Nikki Haley. You know, I honestly, they too should form a unity ticket off of delusion and just wasting people's money. But there he was trying to say, oh, give me your money. But okay. With that said, let's see if Cenk Uygur was successful at sending a message in Vermont. Really quickly, though, before we do that, I do want to also... This is just the greatest picture ever. He says, the day I voted for this guy as president. Okay? So there's Cenk Uygur in his home state. It's Super Tuesday, so California is also voting right now. If you're listening to this video on audio, I encourage you, in fact, I beg you, please look at the screen really quickly for this brief moment. You will not regret it, okay? What a photograph. So there's Cenk. I don't know why he couldn't have posted a better picture, taken a better picture. But okay, enough yapping. Without further ado, let's check in on how Cenk Uygur is doing in the state of Vermont. We now have 39% of the votes in. Joe Biden has 89% of the vote. Okay. So, of course, you know, Cenk claimed I can win Vermont. All right. It's the home of progressives. Unfortunately. And, you know, I do mean this sincerely. I am actually sad because I thought it would have been hilarious if Cenk Uygur somehow won Vermont, but I also, you know, live in reality. Not only is Joe Biden not losing Vermont, in fact, not even coming close to losing Vermont, but Cenk Uygur is just nowhere to be found. Although listen, folks, I will report this and give him plenty of credit for this. He is getting real votes at the current moment, okay? At the time of recording this, we got Marianne Williamson in second place, 4.5% of the vote. She has 1,000 votes. Dean Phillips, okay. So it's reasonable to say, hey, Cenk is behind those 2 people. Those are kind of the more mainstream, known and recognized, right, Democrat candidates. But he's also losing to this guy, Mark Greenstein, who I don't even know who he is. Who is Mark Greenstein? And I don't even know, I don't know who that is, but Cenk Uygur is behind him in 5th place at 240 votes. So yeah, there you have it. That is why Cenk Uygur is dropping out of the presidential race. Again, I'm genuinely sad about it because it was just too funny. Okay, because Cenk Uygur himself is such a ridiculous wind-up doll. Of course, right? And on top of that, it's just so ridiculous the entire time because he wasn't even eligible to be president. He didn't really even have a real campaign, but he thought he could win Vermont, and he was acting like he could get 20% in the entire primary. And again, the whole thing was just too funny. And I don't know what we're going to do now. What are we going to do? Well, that was my comic relief, was watching Cenk Uygur repeatedly get embarrassed either in the legal fights when they say he's not eligible for the ballot or in the political elections where he lost by about 99%. And I was really hoping Cenk Uygur would keep going all the way to the convention. But unfortunately, folks, we're going to have to find a brand new source of content because Cenk Uygur is officially finished. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Nikki Haley news we got today, that was one thing. But this, folks, this truly stings a little bit. Because the world is now rid of laughter because of it. You know, Cenk, like, you making a fool out of yourself was a big source of our happiness in this community, okay? It was just too funny. And look at what you are doing. You are robbing us all of the smiles. Just unbelievable. But with that said, folks, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop an F in the chat to pay your respects to the graveyard of the Cenk Uygur presidential campaign. What ridiculous thing do you think Cenk Uygur will do next? Let me know. And until next time, Alpha Moves Only. God bless. Have a very great rest of your day. And peace. Of course!